Okay, so in chapter 8 of the smartphone paradox, which was just titled Conclusion, was pretty much just a conclusion of the entire book text as a whole. And it kind of just wrapped up a lot of the things we talked about this semester. Dr. Reed really emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in our interactions with our smartphones, which we have really been looking into a lot this semester, especially with our technology mindfulness portfolios. And he recognizes that these devices are a part of our modern life, and he also advocates for consciousness and deliberate use to kind of like control the positive and negative impacts of our smartphones. The chapter talks about some strategies and heuristics aimed at fostering self-awareness and control over smartphone usage, which it was kind of cool to hear about some heuristics in this sense, because I'm learning a lot about heuristics in another class I'm taking right now. But anyways, they're aimed at fostering self-awareness and control over our smartphone usage. These could include things like setting boundaries, having detoxes, and just practicing things like yoga or like meditation to just like enhance like our physical presence in our life and our focus. These practices are kind of designed to help people reclaim their attention and time. Dr. Reed also addresses the role of device legislation, which suggests a policy that measures could support healthier digital habits. He talks about the need for educational initiatives that promote digital literacy and responsible usage, specifically with younger generations. I'm an elementary education major, and I am in a technology class for education, and in this class we are learning how to integrate technology into the classroom, and whether that's using a number of things, but Google Classroom, things like Padlet, Canva, literally every single resource under the sun that you can get on your laptop when it comes to teaching. And to me, I think it's very important to have those things in the classroom, but I think it's too much. When I was a kid, we started like having the like laptop carts or Chromebook carts probably once I got to like 4th or 5th grade. And I just remember before that, like everything was on paper. Like MCAS was on MCAS is a Massachusetts standardized testing, but MCAS, you start taking it in 3rd and 4th grade, and that was on paper, and like we had to write like essay prompts on paper, I remember. And then like by the time I got to high school, like this was a completely digital test, which is just like crazy to me. But anyways, finally the chapter kind of looks at the next generation of smartphone users and how we need to kind of equip them with the tools to be able to navigate their smartphones and technology responsibly, because it can really negatively impact us, whether that comes to mental health or just like losing ourselves in it. Dr. Reed almost like calls for like a collective effort to foster environments that encourage intentional and balanced technology use. So like not just scrolling, and like using our phones when we need to in an intentional way. But basically, in conclusion, 3 biggest things I got here were mindfulness, and which Dr. Reed talks about more like not as just like a personal wellness practice, but also like critical to balancing the influence of smartphones. And he advocates for intentional engagement, like we talked about, challenges readers to reassess their digital habits and prioritize their mental well-being. The strategies, again, we talked for. Tangible strategies can provide readers with like like action and like ways to physically manage what they're doing. And I think for a lot of people, it's easy when you have like a to-do list or steps. Like I know for me, it's good when I can cross things off, and like these strategies like kind of help you take that and like focus on something physical. And then lastly, this conclusion chapter is really just like a call to action. He urges readers to kind of move past like the norm and come find some regulation for their digital interactions and kind of foster a culture of mindfulness that can counteract these detrimental effects of smartphone overuse that we've seen all semester.